In this video, we're going to do a quick review on the BoatMaster boat docking simulation game. I came across this game for my iPad on the Apple App Store. There's a free version of it that allows you to operate one of the boats. For a $2.99 fee, it opens up the game fully to operate all the vessels. The free boat is the motorboat. It's a twin-engine inboard with dual thrusters. When you open up the app for $2.99, you get access to the super yacht, the speedboat, a Euro cruiser, and even a jet ski. Each vessel has its own characteristics. Some have single engines, and some have twin engines. Some have thrusters, and some don't. When you select your vessel, there's various degrees of difficulty where you could operate your boat in various conditions. Several are for berthing, and several are for navigation. The berthing scenarios allow you to dock the boat at a marina. It's pretty realistic, with varying degrees of current and also wind effects. The navigation function allows you to drive the boat through the various channels. I'm going to select the free motorboat and pick berthing option 3, which is normal difficulty. The graphics are pretty good and very realistic. It begins as a flyover of your boat and then zooms in to the dock that you need to bring the boat to. You start out stationary in the fairway of the marina. You have the controls for the two engines, which are the red and green bars on the left and right, and then the arrows on either side are for the bow thrusters. There's various views that you could select from the upper left-hand corner. You could do an overhead view, which is great for docking, and then a rear view or side view or front view. You operate the engine by sliding the engine controls forward or reverse. The red and green arrows are the corresponding bow and stern thrusters. And as I said earlier, not all vessels have all these controls. Take note in the upper right-hand corner. You will see the wind speed and direction, and also a regular compass. This is the normal difficulty level, so there is no current affecting the operation of the boat. As you select higher difficulty levels, the effects of the current are also included in the operation of this vessel. Here you have the overhead view. When you're going slow through the marina, getting ready to dock, I find this to be the easiest view. You see we're approaching the red square, which is where we need to dock the boat at. You need to be careful to come in slow and not hit anything. You lose points if you strike any other objects, and you lose points if you take more than 3 minutes to dock the vessel from the fairway. But honestly, this isn't about points. It's just a lot of fun. It's certainly no substitute for real on-water boating experience, but it sure is a lot of fun to get some practice and to see how the various conditions affect the boat. It takes a little getting used to, and I got myself confused a little bit on which buttons operate which thrusters. But after playing it for a couple times, you start to get the hang of it. It gets a lot more fun at the higher levels of difficulty when you have various degrees of current and wind effects. To successfully finish the simulation, you need to get the boat into the box for at least a few seconds. The box turns green when you're in the right position. When the simulation is finished, you get a nice flyover of your vessel. What's also pretty neat is the other boats that are in the marina are the ones that you actually operate in the other levels that you purchase for $2.99. In this next simulation, I'm going to bump the difficulty up to hard, where you can see the current and the wind effects. Each docking simulation starts out the same way. You start in the fairway, and then you have to make your way to the dock. You're not always docking in the same exact spot, and sometimes some of the difficulty levels are even docking at night. On this level, you can see we have a northerly wind at 7 knots and a southeast current at 3 knots. When pulling it into the slip, I'm just giving it little nudges out of neutral and then into drive, depending on the direction I need the vessel to go. When I get close, I switch to the overhead view. The wind and current directions are all random, so every time you try a particular difficulty level, you could have wind from different directions. Sometimes if you have wind and current in opposite directions, they almost negate each other out. But if you happen to get a simulation that has the wind and current blowing in the same direction at 7+ knots, it could mean quite an interesting docking maneuver. But it's better to try it in a game than it is in real life. You can see in this maneuver, I try to use the thrusters on the wrong side of the boat and come very close to hitting that little runabout. One small design flaw that I found with the game, if you look at the compasses, they don't turn. The compass always shows north up top. You need to watch the needles in a compass to see which direction the wind is actually affecting the boat, and also the current. Oops, I came in a little bit too hot, but we're safely docked. I lost a couple stars for that accident. One last docking example I want to show you. I'm going to come in really hot and purposely crash the boat, just to show you what the game does. This isn't a high-end video game that's realistic, so don't expect any extravagant destruction. It's not one of those games. So right about here I'm starting to lose it, throwing full throttle in reverse. And we hit that motorboat pretty hard, but the game still lets us play. You need to hit some item really hard or several times before the game will stop. It's time to give it some full throttle right at the slip. Once you cause significant damage to your boat, you get a red notification up on the screen and you go back into flyover mode and you can no longer operate the boat. For all intents and purposes, you failed that attempt. Next, we're going to try navigation mode with the motor yacht. In this mode, you must follow a course through the marked channels all the way to the marina and then dock your boat. Once again, depending on the difficulty, you will have wind and current and also other vessels that are in your path, including moving vessels. In this navigation mode, I found it's easier to change to the driving mode rather than the berthing mode to operate the boat. You change the mode in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. When in driving mode, the screen switches to a steering wheel and a single throttle that controls both engines. This makes it a lot easier to operate the boat at higher speeds. You'll want to navigate between the red and green buoys and avoid the hazard buoys that are marked in yellow. Like in the berthing mode, you could change the views of the boat. Here we are approaching a large mega yacht. It's a slow-moving vessel, but stay plenty clear of it. Now we're approaching a smaller vessel. I tried to stay to the right of the channel, but this guy's coming straight at me. I need to swing hard to the left to avoid a collision. That was pretty neat. At the end of the course, you'll come to your marina. As you approach the marina, you'll see the arrow indicating the dock location where you need to dock the vessel. And now is a good time to switch back to the berthing mode, where you have full independent controls of both engines and the thrusters. I'll speed it up a bit. I'm not this good yet, not yet at least. So that's it for my BoatMaster docking review. There's a lot more to check out in this program, so be sure to download it. It is a free download, and it's definitely some fun for a rainy day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and leave any comments in the comment section.